Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Pike over here. Yes, more on Bitcoin adoption. So we had over 1 million new addresses generated on the Bitcoin network. More and more people figuring out what this thing is, why they need it. Unfortunately, a lot of people, wake up to this idea when they are in trouble, right? So, like, a lot of people, like, right? So they don't really think about life, but until, right, they see the emergency to jump in, right? So it's always gonna be like this, right? You're always gonna have people gonna look for Bitcoin at the last minute, right? So we're always gonna have those people. So that's just unfortunately the way it is. And also gonna have people who are gonna wake up to this very quickly, right? And then say, hey, I'm gonna get ready, I'm gonna prepare myself, right? So that I'm not kind of like late to the party, right? So if you wait until like the last minute, right, the more you get affected, the more you get hurt from fiat, from the banks, the more you get hurt from inflation, right? So like, it's just like the bank is not really deserving our money, right? It just doesn't make sense why we have Bitcoin, right? People still put our money in the banks, right? Between bricks, right? So 4 bricks walls, and then they think the money is safe there, right? While the money in the digital age, the money is never there, right? The money is they are just gambling with the money all over the places. It's not like in the physical, like in a vault, like what you would think. No, the money is not there in a vault. The money is just it's all over the places, right? It's in the bonds, it's in the risky asset, risky investment, all those tradings they are doing with your money. So Bitcoin doesn't do that, right? It can't do that. And nobody can freeze it, nobody can censor it, nobody can limit how much you can spend, right? So it's unlimited, right? You can have like $1 billion in one address on your phone, right? You can send it to anywhere in the world, right? Instantly. So you can't do that with the current financial system, right? It doesn't happen. You can't. It's simple as that. So what is $1 million now? I mean, it's gonna be nothing in the future, right? Now, your limit, like, is pretty much $3,000 most places a day, right? In 24 hours, your limit. But what if $3,000 become $300, right? So because the money is becoming so worth less, so in order for you to send $300, you have a limit, right? So like, what is like everything you're gonna spend, you're gonna pay for, right? You're gonna have an extreme amount, a limit on how much you're paying for. So that's crazy, right? So that's a problem with the inflation, right? Most people don't understand. It's like, yes, you're probably gonna get more money when you in inflation, but at the same time, when you think about it, even if you get paid more money, they're gonna charge you more taxes. They're gonna think, hey, look at you. You're making $100,000. You're making $150,000, right? But they're never gonna say, oh, yes, inflation went up 100% in the past 5 years, right? So they're not gonna think about that. They're gonna say, hey, no, you just have like look at how much money you're making, and let me charge you more taxes. You make over 150,000, 100,000, right? So that's the problem here. So this is why it's important. So you are outside the system, so they can't freeze you, they can't manipulate you, and and Bitcoin provide that service, right? So So there's zero counterparty risk, right? Nobody to censor you, to freeze you, right? So there's no counterparty risk, right? So that's the thing. So anyways, and yeah, so that's why you need Bitcoin, and you don't want to wait until it's too late, right? When it's too late, you get in trouble, and then hey, so bad things happen, right? So you don't wanna wait. Just like there's people figuring out, oh yeah, SVB collapse, I'm gonna take my money out, right? So it's so shameful. You see now, still SVB is asking people to come back and bring their money back and deposit back the money back in the account. It's like so crazy, and so there's dummies out there. They're gonna do that. Some dummies, right? They're gonna bring the money back. Really, right? It's like this is so crazy, so clown world we live in, right? So it is what it is, right? So now we know, right? Now we know and how things works, right? We know how things works, right? So it's never gonna be easy. They're always gonna find a way to trick you and manipulate you, right? So yeah, and that's up to you to find out, figure out how to protect yourself, right, against inflation and bad monetary policy, right? So first they say, oh, inflation was transitory, right? So now they say, hey, inflation is, we're gonna fight inflation with raising rates, right? It's so crazy. It's like everybody thinks, it's like, oh yeah, inflation you're gonna fight inflation. Well, while at the same time they are doing QE, like they are doing quantitative easing, and even in the Bitcoin space, I still have people saying, oh yeah, your QE, they started QE. They're gonna start QE because they're gonna save the banks. No, QE was started way before that. Like the whole time they was raising your rate, right? The whole time they was raising rate, QE was there. Right? It's not just all of a sudden, oh yeah, they're gonna start QE now, or QE now. No, there was always been doing QE the whole time, right? Because a lot of people couldn't see that, right? That's a problem, right? You just because you couldn't see it, that doesn't mean it was not there, right? You couldn't realize. The problem is when you have all this money, they're gonna send to Ukraine. All this money gonna send so many places, right? That's QE, right? That's not just like, oh yeah, they're gonna joke and you're just having fun. No, it's QE, right? It's just like all this money, all this government budget, all this money every month they are sending to people in welfare. This is QE, right? Where they get the money. So they are not sure. They are not saying no, stop this spending. And they can't stop this spending. All the money they're gonna send to the army, right, to go fight, right? All this spending, like they're not stopping those things, right? It's QE is still happening, right? And even this, if they're saying, hey, okay, yeah, the debt ceiling. What do you mean debt ceiling? Right? There's no debt. There's no ceiling, right? There's no ceiling. It's all debt, right? So anyway, and in order for them to pay the debt, they need even more debt, right? So it's all a joke, right? It's a joke out there, and it's so amazing how people still believe in those things, right? It's like so crazy. Anyway, that's why they call us toxic, right? Because we don't give a shit, right? You don't care what you think, right? And then you just you're not gonna listen to your BS, right? So I'll keep your BS to yourself, and I'm gonna listen to anybody. I tweeted the other day, I have no business listen to anybody saying, oh, they need bailout. Right? I'm not gonna listen to you. If you're a bailout guy, I'm not gonna listen to your podcast. I'm not gonna listen to anything you're saying because you're just a government. You're just a fiat excrement, right? Just like I like to call them, right? If you need help, if you need like bailout, you just a fiat excrement. Anyways, guys, yeah, I will see you again in the next Toxic Talk. If you like, please comment, subscribe, like, and show me some stuff. you find value. So yeah, yes guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow. So another just a few days um before this year day. Yeah, it's amazing. And yes guys, comment, subscribe, like, all of those things, and I'll see you again guys. Bye, cover.